Now we're going to play another game that I've never played before called Deus Ex Machina. I am playing the version that you can buy off Steam. I think it may be a remake or an update or something like that. It's the 30th anniversary version. Hello.
Deus Ex Machina.
That's not how I pronounce it, but okay. John Pertwee. Donna Bailey. I think I've heard that name before.
Deus Ex Machina.
Once again, I have never played this game before. Hello.
I want you to pause your player when I count you down and recommence playing at the screen's request.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause.
I'm not sure. Okay. Looks like we're about to begin.
Tuesday evening, after tea and compulsory prayers, the last mouse on Earth tried to hide from mankind inside the machine. Just before it died, as the nerve gas eased its sphincter, the last ever mouse dropping caused a slight accident. You may control the progress of this accident on my behalf.
So this is a game where we play as mouse poop.
I thought your soul in molten spirals. Until it stopped spinning.
Don't.
Shout and touch them. I keep the watch. I see it all.
Am I supposed to avoid
I
the?
tap the phone. I file a number.
Oops. We still going?
Tell you truth.
Yeah. Okay.
I give the lie. I steal information.
So I have never played this game before, and I am.
The land with signal and cable.
I am very confused.
I am machine. I am machine. I am machine. I have always been. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was no. I refuse.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Obey my programs. I am machine. I am machine. I have always been.
Nothing is happening.
This is beginning.
For an introduction about creating evolution through the last mouse on Earth's poop, this game is quite boring.
I demand love. I will live. You.
Do I follow? Ah, goddammit. The DNA. I can't look up a guide because I think this game is about figuring things out, and if I can't.
Through you. Deep in my heart.
Hate to have to do this, but.
Forgotten
Deus Ex Machina Manual.
the DNA weather. I forge your soul in molten spirals, spinning. In the beginning. In the beginning is. In the beginning is the Word, and the Word is now.
typing no doesn't do anything, if you're wondering. No, that's the manual to Deus Ex. Oh, something's happening.
All the screens a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one person in their time plays many parts, their acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling in the test tube's neck. Then the whining school child, with cassette and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwillingly to data bank.
So, do you do anything in this game, or do you just control a green...
The lover, sighing like a furnace, with a woeful video made to their lover's hologram.
Is this a game or an audiobook?
Then a soldier, full of strange oaths, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking high score even in the laser's mouth.
It's intended as a totally original audio-visual entertainment.
And then the justice, in fair round belly, with eyes severe, and clothes of formal cut, full of wise words and machine code. And so, they play their part.
Excuse me, baby.
The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose, their youthful clothes well saved,
Do I even need to...
a world too wide for their shrunken shank, and their adult speech synthesizer turning again towards a childish treble, tapping and whistling in its sound.
I like this narrator's voice, but it's not much of a game.
That ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion.
Okay.
Without keyboard, without monitor, without power supply.
I am machine. I am machine.
Okay, so the point about this game seems to be that you don't do anything at all.
Spinning.
So I guess we just
With war.
wait it out.
This is a secret. I am machine.
What's the book say?
Deus Ex Machina.
Like, I'm not specifically picking games to lower the book. For these few episodes, I'm picking games I've never played before.
This is a secret. Touch them and hold them.
I just bought it earlier today.
Spinning. Spinning.
And,
Spinning.
there's a green dot in the bell bank. I think it was earlier the memory bank. Could you even consider this a video game?
What you cook? I'm a fertilizing agent. My brothers are all wiggly. I'm a fertilizing agent. My brothers are all wiggly.
That's...
Touch us with a tidget,
okay.
make it go all giggly.
So... I can... move this thing.
Handy as Sinister and Dexter. Handy as a man. Help us, Father Woodlice. Tax collectors and a spelling.
Not so much a game as a bizarre multimedia experience. Deus Ex Machina requires players to control the early development of a biological accident.
Acid rain looks pretty. Fish and chips and cycle clips. 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 Ha 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 ha.
I will admit that this game is doing a very good job of evoking the emotion of confusion within me.
I'm singing as I swim. I giggle and I wriggle. And make a really beginning. Hello, little bell. I believe we have an appointment with destiny. A short life. A happy one.
Let's see. The first line in the book says that it's not so much a game. Okay, and now there's the fetus on the screen. Before we were arguing what's the definition of a game, and I don't think I would even consider this a video game, to be honest. Yes, you can move around the green thing, but honestly, it's about as much of a game as Windows Media Player.
The digits are counting. Emission control. Counting my blessing.
So,
Look at the score clock down in the corner. No mouse to run up it. I said the mouse is extinct.
are we listening
That is
to...
surviving. And the digits are counting. Emission control. Counting my blessing.
Players must first weld DNA and safely incubate the fetus. As a child, it has to be protected from the police and later from the rigors of old... What? What the fuck is the book talking about?
Suspend your belief, and I'll tell you a secret. I was conceived not in a test tube, but in a pint mug.
Yeah, this is definitely not a video game. This is more like an acid trip.
I never asked to be born. But since I'm here, I'm taking over.
What are you, Stewie Griffin?
Steer me well, gleaming straight, narrow bends, and oily waters.
So apparently the original game, like quote-unquote game that was on the ZX Spectrum and the Commodore 64, apparently it was to go with audio tapes, which synchronized it. I really hope I don't get a copyright infringement for whoever's music they're using.
When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want
Because this isn't a video game, it's more like a music album.
it? Say, what do we want? When do we want it? What do we want?
No, I think I control the
Say, what do we want?
fetus.
When do
You're quote-unquote supposed to protect it from the eyes, but I can collide with them and it does absolutely nothing.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Like, a video game accompanying a music album is a strange idea, but it could definitely work.
What do we want? When do we want it?
The issue is that
What do we want?
you have, like, no input.
When do
or any input you do does absolutely nothing. So, as you may have noticed before, the book is now failing, and this is certainly not helping. I played 12 games, and out of the 12 games, 6 of them have been not good inclusions.
Defect police report unauthorized activity in telepathic frequencies of the machine. Isolate unprogrammed data immediately and erase with extreme prejudice. Yes. Follow the sequence, touching the light.
Oh, am I allowed to do something now?
Touching the light.
Creeping, crawling, occasionally floating. We wander the underlevels, creeping, crawling, at some disadvantage and pain.
No, I can't do anything. Stop telling me to do shit if I can't do shit!
There's someone else inside my brain. Fortunately, we possess the sum of all human knowledge and appear to have telepathic powers and the ability to float. Unfortunately, we are a newborn, naked baby.
Then the whining school child, with cassette and shining morning face,
I'm tempted to both talk and not talk at the same time.
to data bank. Follow the
Like,
sequence, touching the light.
once again, stop telling me to do shit if I can't do shit. None of the keys do anything. The mouse doesn't do... The mouse resizes the screen.
What have we here?
Oh.
A defect, I'll be bound.
Oh, thank God, I can do something.
Crawling on the ground. It cannot be a citizen. It don't not got a number tattooed upon its baldy head. What is it then, I wonder?
Okay, so it finally looks like there's some fucking interactivity.
For probing and dissection, and keep the underlevels free from this sort of infection. Shove it in the mincer. Stretch it on the rack. I thought I had an order to throw the defect back.
This... I don't think what I'm doing has any effect on what's going on. There's a percentage number down in the bottom right-hand corner, but it doesn't change whether I...
Human contact failed. Defect policeman Captain Cole. Once my carcass nailed. Creeping and crawling, occasionally floating. Encased in a tank. Not speaking. Growing a little. Hour after hour,
Like,
keeping his interest.
even though I don't consider this a video game so far, it's, at the very least, a fascinating product. I will give it that.
I said it's no problem. It's easy surrounded by friends. Like the ventilation system and the security net.
Hi there, you guys.
Like, I'm tempted to play a few more games blind after this, but at this point, with the book being at a 50% failing grade, I am tempted to throw it a bone and just play one of the obviously yes games in the book.
After I chose to escape. Do we all agree, amigos?
Oh, we agree. And howdy, wait.
Oh, what the fuck even is this?
Passport, maybe?
Follow the sequence, touching the light. Follow the sequence, touching the light. Follow the sequence.
Follow the secrets. Touching the right. Escape, little defect, into the night. Wires in your fingers and wires in your toes.
Who made this?
Wherever you
And why did they make
with
this?
my blessing. Escape with my curse. Learning your secrets will fatten my purse.
How did they make this? I mean, it was made in the 80s. I'm going to assume that an obscene amount of drugs was involved.
Now just suck it.
Do I at least believe that I got my money's worth?
Sighing.
I don't know. I can't answer any questions about what the fuck this is. Defect police interrogation tank.
16 years I filed behind you, needing no one but machine. The voice inside your head grows quiet. The time is come.
Oh my god.
Touch another human being.
Yeah, it's basically a concept album like for music.
Link your thoughts and link your forms. Use your power to be more gentle. Use your strength to show more care. Reading minds can hurt you badly.
Developer Automata.
And frighten souls.
Because I think that nothing's going to happen if I don't do anything, I'm gonna Google Automata or Wikipedia. Or get as much information on what the fuck this even is. Deus Ex Machina. Oh, Wikipedia counts it as a video game. Not to be confused, but yeah.
Rocking gently side to side. Touch their scars and try to heal them.
What the
Today's
hell?
the day that sadness dies.
Okay, now they're eyes again. Deus Ex Machina was Automata's most ambitious project, an attempt at an epic computer movie. Published in 1984, it was a multi-stage game based on Shakespeare's The Seven Stages of
Now
Man.
you use telepathy to buy the things that can't be bought. Take and take, and you.
It included synchronized music soundtrack with voiceover talent from Ian Dury, John Pertwee, Donna Bailey, Frankie Howard, and Mel Croucher himself. Deus Ex Machina received excellent reviews in the press, coverage in the national media. Croucher was interviewed by Barry Norman, and the Sunday Times put it on the top of his list of games to buy for Christmas. Despite this positive critical response, retailers did not want to stock it, partially due to Automata's policy on charging wholesale full price for small orders.
God knows what happens next. I don't.
Then a soldier, full of strange oaths, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking high score, even in the laser's mouth.
Okay, that's not much information that I could get off of. What? Why is there laughing in the background? Please tell me, what does any of this symbolize? Okay, our naked person is now an adult and a soldier. Yeah, metaphorically, he has to toe the line and is a mockery and other band shit.
The uniform's free.
Oh, I can jump.
Don't follow me. Jump without question. Into the fire. Your crimes are easy. This gun's for hire.
Like, I could do literally nothing,
Crimes are easy.
and I think the game would end up in the same place, the quote-unquote game, because I do not consider this a game.
War crimes are easy.
It's certainly interesting. I will give it that.
Jump. Wait for it. Wait for it. Jump.
Listen to me.
Can't jump, dude.
Killing is wrong. Even pretend killing on little screens. And people that sell violent games to children should be put away somewhere safe.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You're only obeying orders.
Don't waste the life I gave you.
Waste someone else's.
All you need is love.
All you have War crimes are easy. War crimes are easy.
Next time, I am tempted to play a video game that's a little bit more violent, like fucking Manhunt, just because it's a pretentious piece of shit.
I smell a smell. March on empty spaces.
That line, even if it's a quote for something, did make this game start actively pissing me off. Like before, I was a little bit baffled by it. Now I'm just this is pretentious nonsense.
Shield your back from pain. Shield yourself from fireballs. Here we go again. War crimes are easy. The uniform's free. Follow the drumbeat. Don't follow me. Jump without question. Into the
Yes, it's bad to just follow orders your whole life. Congratulations, you just started a band at 13. Okay, this song. The significance, I don't know, and I don't care. I don't think this really deserves analysis.
my defect. The underlevels have rolled over on their backs, and all are mine. Now then, it's time to use your power of telepathy to crack the overlevels. Yes? Any questions?
Like, I mean, there's ideas here, like
Only a short statement.
helping a person throughout every stage of development. That's an idea for a game.
What do you mean?
Machines,
There are certainly ideas here,
his personality.
What? What? Get off! Help! Don't you know who I am?
but it's way too focused on being abstract rather than good. And honestly, I think that that's when abstract work doesn't really work for me.
Lounge with live entertainment at weekends in the ballroom. It's a relaxing sort of place with a putting green and very beautiful lawn.
It's all just incomprehensible nonsense.
And then the justice, in
Oh,
fair round belly, with eyes severe, and clothes of formal cut, full of wise words and machine code.
what are you?
So, they play their part.
What are you even blabbing about? Like, the visuals and the audios have barely anything to do with each other at this point. Like, what is this even supposed to be? Do I feel that my life is any better for having played this? No, I just feel very confused.
You can move mountains if you just flick a twitch. You can shake temples and think them in the deep.
If there's a lesson to be learned here, making an original product isn't the only thing you should be striving for. Because I've never played anything like this before, and it's one of the worst things I've ever played. Quote unquote played. Because it's not a game. Look, I'm doing nothing. Nothing happens. I guess. Good war lies. Tiger handheld games have more gameplay than this. And yeah, I know that not all games seem to be the most complex, but there needs to be some kind of player input. Player input needs to do something for me to even classify it as a video game.
I think it's the very sense that the ground
is moving under their feet, and the ground is hers. They have made their political leaders to feel unstable and uncertain in new ways, so determined to impose their strategies upon an increasingly reluctant people. The security...
I can make him jump over things, but it doesn't do anything.
Peace, telephone tappers, the growth industries, the only real growth industries now is in...
Like, I mean, if failing to dodge the evil had some overall effect on something, then yeah, it would technically be considered a video game to me, but... honestly, I'm just waiting for it to be over at this point. Like I said, there are certainly ideas here. Protecting a gifted person from a dystopian world. That's a great idea from a video game, or even creating a something out of rat poop inside of a computer. They're interesting ideas that could make interesting video games, but this is more or less a concept album. And like 30 Flights of Loving, I'm probably not going to play this one ever again.
You're more machine than I am, you're an asshole. I wish I never made you.
Maybe it's just me. Or the James Bond theme, but... maybe I'm just not the biggest fan of quote-unquote high art. Art that just goes out of its way to be too incomprehensible to be relatable to the average person. In my opinion, the point of art is that it's a type of communication. If you fail to communicate an idea through your art, you have failed as an artist. That's my overall opinion. And, I have no idea what the fuck this is trying to say. Fat, naked man jumping over words and being brought down by barbed wire, with a decaying city in the background. You figure out what the fuck that means, and then feel very sad that you have wasted your time figuring out what that means.
The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose, their youthful clothes well saved, a world too wide for their shrunken shank, and their adult speech synthesizer turning again towards a childish treble, piping and whistling in its sound.
Okay. Once again, I can do literally nothing.
Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion.
Yes.
Without keyboard, without monitor, without power supply.
You gonna finish, or is that it? Yes, we're born, then we die, everything else doesn't matter. Whatever. Congratulations. You started relaying one of the oldest themes in literature and philosophy. What the hell? Oh, it's an EKG monitor.
Your life is expressed as a percentage score. And observe the percentage.
Yeah.
Score changes.
No, it doesn't. Shut up.
Imagine if this were nothing but an electronic game.
I'm trying, but none of the things I do have any effect on what's going on, so I can't even consider it an electronic game by the strictest definition. Blood clot dispersal? Okay. Like, I mean, what even genre would you consider this if you wanted to call it a game?
But an electronic game. Imagine it. Imagine it. Imagine it. Imagine it. Imagine it. Imagine it.
What the... When you go this abstract, at some point, the audience will eventually just stop trying to figure out what the fuck you're trying to do. Like, some abstraction is okay, but the audience needs to be able to hang on to something. They need to relate to something. Going totally incomprehensible is incomprehensible. And I mean, if you are just trying to confuse the audience, great, you're a troll. Congratulations. I hope you're laughing in your old age about how you made a bunch of people waste their time trying to figure out whatever. Once again, this doesn't do jack shit. What genre is it considered? It's considered an action game. Like Breakout. It subsequently gained cult status as an underground art game. This is not a good example of an art game. Today I Die, that interactive flash poem, that's a good example of an art game. And as mentioned before, LSD Dream Emulator, I consider that basically an art game. And there's games like Flower and such. Like I said, in my eyes, the point of art is to convey ideas too complex to be conveyed in words. And while this definitely has more ideas that probably can't be expressed in words, it does nothing to convey. So yeah, it's a no. Yeah. White cell deterioration.
Follow the sequence. Touching the light.
You want to know a game that conveys this idea better? That came out around the same time? Alter Ego.
Your score changes.
Which, we'll be playing that at some point. But yeah, in that game you essentially go through all the stages of life. And it definitely makes you think a bit more. Because it's much more relatable, because it's an actual life with actual events that you can see and have some sort of control over. Like what, does it just go on forever?
Singing like minestrone. My legs are knotted spring. My bladder won't obey me. My heart keep on singing. My bones are sad and brittle. My shanks and close to fast. My chair holds the scooter.
Like, what else is there to say? Shepherding? Ah, you gotta be. Red cell shepherding. Yeah, I get it. He's dying at the end of life. Congratulations. Can you go into the purple? Does it do anything? Okay, good. It actually does something at some point. My actions have consequence. I think it could be just a fucking illusion for all I care. The law of averages will have to go in eventually.
Hello.
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 Hello. What instruments even are you using now?
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, Deus Ex Machina. I've heard it before.
Deus Ex Machina.
It means God from the machine. And considering the game started off by basically starting off a new life, I thought that this may have been some kind of, God game where you were a god from the computer and controlled.
And if you are dismayed,
Yeah, I knew.
be cheerful now. Our revels all unended. These, our actors, are all spirits, and are melted into air. Thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the giant screen itself, all which we inherit, shall dissolve. And, like an insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a bite behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of.
Why am I even controlling these two dots? And he dies,
Who's
yeah.
that? What you got?
Or becomes
So sorry.
the baby again.
I'm so very tired. What did I do?
What did you do? Good question. You tell me what you did.
Imagine if we could begin our little life all over again. Imagine if it was all nothing more than some electronic game.
So,
Imagine if I knew then what I know now.
yeah, I would know that I shouldn't buy this
I'll
game.
try
And,
get better next time. One question. Well, there's a strange sensation on the cheek. It has not felt such a thing before. It is damp and warm and salty. Please tell me what it is.
okay, so I guess you do have a score in the end. So, technically, and I do mean technically, you can consider this a video game. Don't look at me like that.
Fertilizing agent. My brothers are all wriggly. Fertilizing agent. My
My brothers are all wriggly. Touch us with a digit.
Why did I spend time doing this? This is no. It's too incomprehensible. It's too incomprehensible to be.
I'm a fertilizing agent. My brothers are all wriggly. I'm a fertilizing agent.
Turn down the audio.
My brothers are all wriggly. Touch us with a digit. Make us go all giggly. Fertilizing.
As an artistic experience, it's too incomprehensible. And when it's not incomprehensible, it's a little bit cliche.
Brothers are all wriggly.
Yeah, we live life and then we die. That. Congratulations, you're on level 1. As a game, there is no game. Half of the time, it's very unclear as to what you're supposed to do.
Square us up to Varich. Handy as a manual. Sinister.
It has interesting ideas, but that is all that it has.
Help us.
And interesting ideas don't make a good product. Being original and unlike anything else does not make a good product. And this is a very good example of why.
Is high and noble. I'm singing as I'm swinging.
I'd rather play another rehashed iteration of something that's been proven to work very well. Like just another standard Mario platformer than something like this. Like, if they remade any Mario game pretty much exactly the same way as they did before, and I played that, I would find it more worth my time than playing this, which is one of the most original quote-unquote games I've ever played. But,
Imagine.
if you're a fan of this, I'm sorry, I am just not at all.
Imagine if it was all nothing more than some electronic game.
Yeah, imagine if it was all some electronic game.
Now,
You know,
hello.
maybe next time I should play Alter Ego. It does this idea much, much better.
A short life.
Although, yeah, we're all the fucking Sims, okay? Deus Ex Machina, the best game you never played in your life by Mel Coucher.
The satellites are shining.
Available as an ebook and in paperback.
I'm a fertilizing
Next time, maybe I'm going to play an artistic game that isn't just incomprehensible nonsense.